Hey, Facebook, wanted to jump on this evening really quickly. Many of you will catch this by the replay. If you come in the room after I have ended this live video, please do me the esteemed honor and hashtag replay so that I know you are watching this video. I wanted to come on really quickly. There was a potential client in my inbox today, really confused about why she is not necessarily selling her books. And so the first mistake that she made was she did not get her book professionally edited. Now, y'all know I am a editor, veteran, editorial guru, journalism major, marketing major, all of those things. You cannot just write a book tonight and upload it to Amazon tomorrow and be like, I'm published. Hey, buy my book. No, that's not how any of this works at all. Hey, Rochelle, listen, you have got to have a professional editor. Here's what you should ask. Whose books have they edited? Do they have a website, or are they just like kicking this thing around and they're not really sure that they want to be editing? Do they have a website that speaks to them being a professional editor? What does their social media page say about them? Follow these people before you start hiring these people that say they are editors. All editors are not created equal. Listen, a proofreader is not the same as a content editor. Content editor is not the same as a developmental editor. They are not all the same. They're not all the same, and I don't have time to go into all the different ones on this live because it'll be 20 minutes just talking about the different types of editing. However, the number one mistake she made was not having it professionally edited. So now you have a book out there with your name on it, and people are talking about you because you put a book out without having it professionally edited. If you're going to spend money anywhere, I tell people spend money on the editing and the book cover design. Now, what you say on the inside, that's on you. But everything else needs to shine. The editing and the book cover design. So the second mistake was she put a collage of photos on the front cover. A collage of photos, and she said she wanted to put herself on the front cover. Here's the thing with putting yourself on the front cover. Nobody knows you. And let me not say it like that. I don't want people to get offended and say, did she just call me a nobody? I'm not calling you a nobody, but unless you are a celebrity, you already have a fan base. And I'm not talking about 5,000 friends on Facebook. Like, that doesn't count because half of those people don't even see your profile day to day. I'm talking like Steve Harvey, TD Jakes, Michelle Obama. If you're not up there with them, I would suggest you not put your face on the cover. Why? If your book is in Barnes & Noble and nobody knows you, what's going to make them pick it up? Because your face is on the front cover. Like, unless you know me nationwide and you know my face, and I've created a brand that's nationwide, then you may pick up the front cover. We know if we see Michelle Obama on the front cover. We know if we see Barack Obama on the front cover. We know what TD Jakes looks like. We know Joyce Meyer. We know Joel Osteen. All of those people are known nationwide. And even still, a lot of them don't put their face on every book cover. They have many books. But if you look at the series of their books, they are not branding themselves. They start branding the message. Hey, Chiron. So not only do we have to have professional editors. Chiron is a great editor. She's on my team. She helps me, y'all. She's a beast. She's been with me for years. We got to have some professional cover designers, y'all. And let me tell you something. Don't play around on Fiverr if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, don't go on Fiverr trying to get a book cover design saying that, okay, I got my book cover design for $10. You're going to be upset. Hey, Stacy, good evening. The last thing is she does not know who her book serves. So I said, well, who is your book for? You know, what is it about? She told me what it was about. And she said, well, my book is for everybody. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Hey, Bree, y'all know I teach this everywhere I go. You have a target market, whether you believe it or not. The number one reason why people fail in their books is because we think in our simple minds that our book is for everybody. So here's an example. People would assume that Marriage Uncut is for all married couples. Guess what? It's not. And when me and Jermaine came together with Marriage Uncut, we're very clear about who we serve. We serve the couples who have one foot in and one foot out. Like somebody sleeping on the couch, somebody got their foot out the bed, that middle scissor part that y'all saw where the bed starts getting cut in half and you got that dividing line like, don't touch me, I'm not speaking to you. Those are the married couples we're called to serve. So if you've been married for 35, 40 years and you ain't never tried to leave your spouse, that's not what Marriage Uncut is for. Marriage Uncut, all three of them are for the real, the raw, the people who need the unadulterated truth because they are at the point of divorce. Literally. When I wrote When the Smoke Clears, I wrote When the Smoke Clears for people who were in the midst of a mental, spiritual, emotional fire. I was at the point of suicide and depression. And if you've never been at the point of suicide and depression, you may love When the Smoke Clears. But who I wrote it for were the people who were at the point of suicide and depression. That doesn't mean that other people can't enjoy your book just because they're not in your target market. However, you have a target market so that when I'm marketing to the suicidal agencies, suicide prevention agencies. I'm marketing to the people, the counselors who deal with depression. I'm like, look, can you tell your clients that I have this book? Can I listen to this, y'all? Can I sit my books in your office with a Dropbox for money or something? Or can I just have my books in your office for sale in case your clients want to pick up a copy of my book? Y'all, it doesn't hurt to ask. How many counselors do you know? And how many people can you partner with where your books sit in their offices and serve their clients and they just give you the money? You can give them a portion of the proceeds if you want. But most of the time, we're not thinking like that. We're thinking, okay, I need to get on Fox 2 and Channel 7 and ABC and NBC. And all of those things are great. But have we maximized our local community? Do people in our city even know who we are? Do they even know who we are? Do they even know we exist? Do they know what we do? So I titled this, 3 mistakes most self-published authors make because, y'all, we've got to hire professional editors. Professional editors, like not an English teacher. That's a proofreader. They can do spelling, grammar, and punctuation. We've got to hire a professional graphic designer for our cover. Just because they design church flyers does not mean that they design book covers, because the process is totally different. I love it when a client comes to me and they're like, oh girl, yeah, I already have my book cover designed. And I'm like, okay, great, send it to me. No, you don't. You have an image, but you don't have the book cover itself designed. Their name is not on the front. They don't have the barcode on the back. They don't have a synopsis. Most of them don't have an author bio on the back. They're missing testimonials. They're missing all of the key pieces. But in their mind, they've designed a book cover. A book cover is more than just the front image that you put on the front. I mean, it's so much more. There are so many different components. I don't have time to go into it. But you need that professional editor. And so I told this client, I said, we may have to look at relaunching hers all together. Exactly. So thank you, Keisha. Just because they proofread does not make them an editor. So you guys can ask Chiron. She's on here. We go through 2, maybe sometimes 3 rounds of editing. So content editing, then proofreading. And if that proofreading had a lot of content editing in that one, we might have to do a final proofread. Sometimes it's 2 to 3 edits. It's not just, oh, my book was edited once and it's good to go to print. No, y'all. No, we have to do better. You know why? Because that first book that you printed with 25 errors in chapter 1, I'm never buying another book from you again. I don't care if you hire an editor down the line. I'm not buying another book from you. Your book was $21.99, which is already a problem. It's 60 pages for $21.99. And listen, people get to charge what they want. But at least transform my life in those 60 pages for $21.99. Literally, you need a professional editor. You need a professional cover designer. I'm going to tag her on here, Rochelle Mann. I know a whole bunch of cover designers. Melissa Talbot. I work with a lot of different cover designers. A lot. If you don't know a professional cover designer who's legit and can fit your book, because when the book goes to print, it has to be fit a certain way. Do y'all know a Microsoft Word document is not the way your book is going to be printed? So if it's 100 pages in Microsoft Word, that's not 5.5 by 8.5, which is the standard book size. Standard book size is 5.5 by 8.5, but a standard Word document is 8.5 by 11. So now when we put this in book form, it's going to almost double. So there are people who come to me like, oh, my book is 200 pages. In Microsoft Word, is it 200 pages? They're like, yeah. I wanted it to be a nice size book. No, sir, no, ma'am. That's 400 pages in print. That's not 200, that's 400. It's going to almost double when we put it in print. And so many people don't know those things. So you really have to work with the professionals. You have to work with the professionals because your first impression may be your last impression. For some people, you don't get a second chance. You don't get a second chance. So people are being prideful or facetious or whatever you want to call it and saying, I'm going to put my face on the cover. Listen, I don't care if you went to Glamour Shots. You got all the makeup in the world. You look like Oprah. You got on your best outfit. That's great. But let me tell you something that also happens. And a lot of people don't like this too. Are you only serving the Black community? As a Black author, I don't just speak and serve and run in circles with Black people. So if I'm on the front cover, that subliminally may mean that I only speak to Black people. Maybe this book is only for Black people because it's a Black woman on the cover. And that may seem unfair, but y'all know it's true. Let's just deal with the truth and the elephant in the room. The reality is we're a minority. The majority is white. I'm not saying put a white person on the cover either, but you need to put something on it that reflects the cover of the book and the content of the book. So like Marriage Uncut, we have a bed being cut in half. Duh, how perfect is that? 100 words of encouragement. I have a street sign. What do street signs symbolize? They tell you direction and which way to go and which exit to get off of. And it says encouragement, next exit. Okay, cool. So a lot of times we're overthinking it, you know, especially church people. They like you. And then the title, y'all, the title can't be Jesus saved me, now I'm free. The title can't be a whole sentence. It can't. It can't, you know, my journey, his healing, his cross, my healing. It was all for my good. No, you know why? Because all I heard was my, and me. And you want people to pay $21.95 for your book that talks all about your life story, not about how you can help them, not about what's in it for them. But $21.95, some of y'all $25 for a book that's not even 100 pages. And it's my story, my life, my journey. Guess what? I don't care. How does your life transform my life? And so your title needs to speak to the reader, not you. It shouldn't even be about you. When people come to me and say, the Lord has already given me my title, what is it? My life, my journey, my healing, my breakthrough. No, that's not it. That's not it. And they can tell me the Lord gave it. I know the Lord gave it to you. Did he give you a marketing plan when he gave you that title? Yeah. Because a lot of times we're saying the Lord said, no, and it's us. It's us. Sharon, I don't care. Like guess what? When the smoke clears, it's technically about a huge part of my life. But at the end of every chapter, I was sure to bring it right back to the reader. No matter what I was talking about. If I was talking about suicidal thoughts and depression, at the end of that chapter, I talk right to the reader. If I was talking about marital problems, at the end of that chapter, I talk right back to the reader. Because I didn't want the book to be about me. When the smoke clears, a phoenix rises. Yeah, I'm a phoenix, but so are other people are phoenixes too. Lakeisha's sister, they call her the Phoenix. She's a poet. And she's great. She's awesome. I call her Phoenix. I'm like, Sean, Phoenix, what's up? But that book is not just about me. There are many people going through spiritual fires and emotional fires. We have to take ourselves out of the equation. So I tell people, even if it's your story, the book better not be about you. That title better not be about you. Because I don't care. You might have a great life story, but you better have something in there that's going to be transformational for me. Yeah, Keisha, she's dope. I love her. I'm still trying to get dinner with her. Can't even get on her calendar. She's a phoenix. She's a phoenix. Yes. Sharon said that was them pork chops and greens that gave him that title. Listen, I do not get into the battle when people say the Holy Spirit said and God gave me. Okay, did he give you a marketing plan when he gave you that title? Because that's not marketable. So I'm just going to recap. Y'all know What do I have coming up? So we got the Hush book event coming up, the e-launch next Sunday, June 27th. Y'all, we got over like 50 people that's gonna be on this Zoom. This Zoom is gonna be hot. Like it's gonna be as live as I can make it to be virtual. Y'all know I love being in person. Can't wait to get back to doing in-person book events with my panel. We are already working on Hush 2. Y'all, the Lord is blowing my mind. Keisha, Chiron, oh my God, if y'all can just feel my energy through this phone. The Lord is blowing my mind. This is literally a whole movement. Like, I was like, oh, this cute. This is a book. Like, no. This is a whole movement. Like, when you start getting men to come forward and talk about their experience with sexual molestation, rape, men and women. The difference between 1 and 2 is that 1 had all women. Part 2, I'm trying to get half men, half women. And I have men and women already committed. Literally. And some of those men are married. So I don't want y'all to be like, it's gay men. Like, we make this assumption that it's only happening to gay men. No. Literally. Like, I'm so excited and elated for what God is doing, y'all. This is a whole movement. Like, I cannot contain it, between Hush and Turquoise and Tiaras and doing that event for women. And it's just, yeah, the Lord is just all gelling it together down to the book cover, where I had to change the title. Listen, it worked for my good, because I wasn't even thinking on the level of Turquoise and Tiaras and the color turquoise and all of that. And the book cover originally was red and white. Y'all remember, with the lips sewed up. Well, somebody else has that on their cover. Cool, I'll change mine. We saw the red lips with the turquoise background. Yeah. Like, I wasn't even trying. Like, y'all don't understand how God, even in an inconvenience, the Lord was redirecting me. Like, that's, y'all, like, I don't think y'all get it, because I was so frustrated. The fact that we had already started promoting this cover, and then I get a cease and desist. But it worked out for my good, because at the end of the day, it's all leading back to Turquoise and Tiaras, which eventually will be a nonprofit, which is a whole movement in itself of healing and breakthrough and deliverance for women. But now we got men and Hush too. Like, this is just going to be, it's going to be great. So I'm excited about that. If you know of a man, and listen, if you catch this video by the replay, or you're on now and you know a man who is candid, he's open about what happened to him, and he wants to share, and he wants to be a part of the project, send him my way. Have him inbox me. He can email me or comment right on this thread. If you know some women who are interested, please send them my way. I don't know how many editions of Hush we're going to do, y'all. We did Marriage Uncut 1, 2, and 3. My husband's already talking about 4. Like, I feel like we're going to have part 10 of Marriage Uncut. Like, it's just going to keep going. Because it's all different couples and it's all different stories. So my husband said we should do mixed couples, like mixed race, where either the husband is black and the wife is white, or, you know, vice versa. The wife is black and the husband's white. We have a lot of people like that at our church too. So that'll be very interesting to see. But y'all, keep me in prayer. A lot of good things going on. But y'all know my heart. My heart is for authors to be successful. My heart is for authors to soar. I don't just want you to say I published a book. I want you to publish a book that is transformational. Not just for you, but for the people who read the book. So in order to do that, you got to have a professional editor. You got to hire a professional cover designer. And you got to know who your book serves. Y'all, church people, faith people, my God people, my Jesus people, even if it's a book of faith, even if it's a devotional, even if it's a story of overcoming and breakthrough, who is it for? Your book can't be for the whole body of Christ. It can't be for the whole Kojic organization. It cannot be. That's too big. And I would much rather you be a big fish in a little pond than a little fish in a big pond, because you will get lost. You will get eaten in the big pond. Please Figure out who you serve. All of my books serve different people. So Hush, of course, is for speaking to those people who have been through sexual abuse and feel like they probably can't speak out about it. There are still people 60, 70, I know some people 80 who have never told anybody. They're still holding the secret. I'm challenging people to come out the closet. Remember when we used to say that gay people were like coming out of the closet? Like, why can't that be said of people coming out about their sexual abuse story? Like, they did the whole Me Too movement and now it's faded again. Come out the closet. Who are we protecting? Why are we protecting the predators? And we're being eaten from the inside out. It's time for us to heal and deal for real. And I learned very early on that if you can't talk about it, you're probably not healed from it. If you can't talk about it, you can't discuss it, it's a big secret, you don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, you're probably not healed from it. It's deep down somewhere. Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie, for recapping. Yeah, because I went off on a tangent. I started talking about books and everything else. Stephanie, the 3 keys were: you need a professional editor, know who your book serves, and you need to get a professional cover designer. If you need resources for any of those things, many of you know I offer publishing services. My publishing services come with the editor. You do not have to find a separate editor. We handle all of that for you. So once your book is done, boom, you come right to us. We do all the work from there. We do your cover design too. So I work with graphic designers who do professional book cover designs, and we work with you through the process. But if you are doing the true self-publishing route and you're doing all the work yourself and you want to find your individual person for each step, inbox me. I'll shoot you some resources. And I hope this was helpful. Oh, my next book coaching cohort. If you want to write your book, your brand book, I'm not just talking about a 30-day devotional. I'm not just talking about your life story. That's not the book I'm talking about. I'm talking about the book that's centered around your brand. My next book coaching cohort is starting August 7th. So if you would like to apply to be a part of that, I only take 7 people. You know why? Because we get their book done in 30 days or less. 30 days or less. This ain't a game. If you are real, you ready to hit the ground running, and you know you got a book in you that you need to get out centered around your brand in 30 days, inbox me, comment here. You need more information about the program, I'll send you the link to the application. You do have to apply because I want to make sure that I can serve you best at the highest level, and I want to make sure that this is the ideal program for you. I'm not just about taking people's money and not delivering results. By the end of this program, you will have a book written in 30 days. Not a joke, not a game. I've done it time and time again. Got a June cohort running right now, and they've already started submitting their chapters to me for review. So, Rochelle, I'll inbox you. The application, sis. Yep. All right. I pray that this was good. Y'all have an amazing night. I'm so excited. I don't know what God is doing. Look at my shirt. It said God goes growing and glowing. Listen, I don't know what God is doing, but everything is accelerated. I just feel a push. I just feel like a wind of favor, of grace, of mercy, of oil, of just like it's go season. It's go season. There is no lack. There is nothing holding you back. Like whatever it is, go for it. Whatever you want to get, whatever you want to have, go for it. Go for it. So I set a personal goal to help 100 people this year write their book in 1 year. 100 people. And I got 6 months, y'all, and I'm still believing God that I'm going to get it done. I'm still believing God that I'm going to help 100 authors birth their bestseller, whether it's a 30-day devotional, a book around their brand, whatever it is you want to release, a journal, a workbook, a student-led guide, whatever it is. I believe I can help you get it done and out into the earth. That's my anointing. That's my calling. I'm graced for that. Like Keisha said, it's go season. It's go season. Listen, there is no, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. It's been released. Can y'all see it in the earth? Do y'all see what I see? Because I see fruit all around me. Immediately when I sow a seed, the Lord is sending it right back to me. Like it's instantly. Instantly. He's sending it right back. And then he'll tell me to sow again. And then he's sending it right back. Like everything feels accelerated and just pushing. There's a push. Like there's a wind in the spirit where God is like, go now. Like you got to get this done. Yeah. And for many of you, that's your book. So if you want my help, I think I got 2 people, Stephanie and Rochelle. I'll inbox you. If you want my help with that, you want more information about the August 7th cohort, jump on board. I can't wait to help y'all get y'all bestsellers done and out in the earth. Meanwhile, I'm working on Hush 2, and pulling back the covers. I'll tell y'all more about pulling back the covers in a different live, but it's deep. All right, y'all have an amazing night. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.